back here. I will be back here, and I will be back with another vengeance.
Yeah, we'll lick our wounds. We'll get over this. We'll be fired up for next year.
Garoppolo has time, stands in, going deep, going for it all, and it's caught for the touchdown! On fourth down, Deebo Samuel for 6. Garoppolo's got all day. He's going to launch it deep down the field, going for it all, and getting it! Emmanuel Sanders, not touched, still on his feet, inside the 10, and he scores! 75-yard bomb from Jimmy Garoppolo to Emmanuel Sanders. Wilson, pressure off the edge, releases it, and it is intercepted by Greenlaw. Trey Greenlaw now on the return. As he's still on his feet with blockers in front, Trey Greenlaw down the sideline. Can you believe this?
Smells like football, baby.
Pass is caught. Kittle breaks one tackle. Another. Wow, what a touchdown for George Kittle. Goff throws and it's intercepted. It's picked off by Warner. Fred Warner for the touchdown. Jeff Wilson has come in at running back. Garoppolo's throw is caught by Jeff Wilson. He's going to score a touchdown for the 49ers.
And the pass is going to be picked off by Bosa. Nick Bosa. Can't bring him down till he gets to the 8-yard line. Wow.
Now Evans in the slot. Winston picked off. It is Richard Sherman, who did not have an interception last year, and he returns it all the way for a 49ers touchdown, 32-yard.
Garoppolo fires. It is caught. Still on his feet is Kittle with a big play. And the stiff arm. George Kittle. Flags fly. He's down to the 30. What a run by George Kittle. Taking on everybody.
I'm a puppy cut forever.
Feels great, baby.
Fuckhead Sticks. It's the Gold-Blooded Podcast, motherfuckers. It's Joey I gotta tell you, Nick Duffy sent me a picture this weekend of him wearing the puppy cunt shirt out in public, like just being out and about with the puppy cunt. It's just phenomenal. I love that shit. Here we are, motherfuckers.
No, I lied.
About what?
Packers.
What do you mean?
It's not. They would not win the North.
Oh, right.
Vikings obviously win the North.
Right. So Rob and I were just looking at some playoff scenarios. And if the Green Bay Packers beat the Lions, then we will be playing the Packers, I guess.
How does that work? Okay, so the Giants are in.
Yeah.
That's why.
Therefore,
so the last spot is one of these teams.
Yes.
And the tiebreaker, the Packers must have the tiebreaker over Seattle. That's why it doesn't matter what Seattle does if the Packers win.
Correct.
Now, if the Lions win, do they hold the tiebreaker too? So
No.
that game is winning in?
No, they need Seattle to lose.
So Seattle could sneak in.
Yes.
Wow.
That's
impressive.
If they win and the Lions beat Green Bay,
wow,
they're in.
So the Lions want to win either way because they want to fuck Green Bay in the division.
Correct.
And they want a shot at being in.
Yeah.
I assume those games are at the same time, obviously.
I would think.
For sure, they got to be.
Right. Well, no,
pretty
they're
interesting.
not. They're not because Lions and Green Bay is on Sunday night at 8:20.
Oh, yeah. So they'll know. The Lions, that's what I did read. The Lions will know if they have a shot.
But
before
either
they start.
way,
they want to win anyway.
Yeah, Dan Campbell's not going to have his troops fucking ready to tear an ACL to ruin fucking Aaron Rodgers' day. Come on. Yeah, so who does Seattle play? Oh, they play the Rams. So I'm sure Baker Mayfield wants to ruin that party. All right, should be interesting. I had a win last week. I picked the Jags.
Yeah.
And they fucking fist fucked
The Jag-offs.
They won by like 60. Bob took the Broncos.
You thought it was crazy at the time.
Getting 13
They
and a half.
made that a game.
They almost won.
Was that 3 points?
Yeah, it was close. And
That locks up my win for the year.
Yeah, congratulations.
I could even go 500 still. Wouldn't that be something?
Big doings. Well, then to give the people your pick.
I'm going to take the Packers because I know that's the most important one. And the way they fucking showed up this week, who knows what the fuck we're going to get.
Yeah, fuck them. I don't trust them. I'm taking the Saints. Laying 3.5 at home versus the Panthers. I don't know if anything.
The Packers, by the way, are laying 4.5 at home.
Okay. Fuck them. Curran.
BBC got his pick in.
Got his pick in.
Look at that.
Big baby boy.
Look at that.
He takes the Cowboys laying 5.5 at Washington.
Actually is a big boy this week. Got his stuff in. Look at him.
He was. Big boy Curran. So, Bob, let me tell you, I asked you just a second ago, do you know what's going on with U.S. soccer? So I just should fill you in because it's probably going to be a national media story. So someone tried to blackmail the guy who was the coach during the World Cup and said, hey, we know what you did to your wife 30 years ago, and we're going to release this information unless you do X, Y, and Z. So somehow they found a way to, I don't know how it didn't come out until now. But they did go to the U.S. Soccer with it, and U.S. Soccer opened an investigation. They found out when the coach was 18 years old, he had met his wife. They went to high school together. They were like 18, and they had been together for 7 months. And they had an argument in like a restaurant, and he kicked her in the shin. And so him and his wife, so they split up for like 8 months or whatever. And then they got back together, and they've been together since. So to get ahead of this thing, because I guess somebody was going to release it one way or the other, whether it was U.S. Soccer Federation because of their investigation or the person who was attempting to blackmail. So they got out and they said, listen, this is going to come out about us. We want to control the narrative. This is the story. This is how it happened. And that's what's going on today.
It's wild enough to judge an adult for something they did.
Right.
When they were technically an adult at
Right.
18. That's a wild scenario. Because the stuff I did at 18.
Oh my
woo!
God. Holy shit.
But the fact that they're married to this day
Is
so mind-blowing. Like, that's statistically very rare to stay married this long.
Yeah.
Let alone that's what you're going to try. Like, come on. What a fucking joke.
Yeah, like you gonna dent that armor.
That's your blackmail? Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Again, now, I know you shouldn't be hitting women, but like you kicked her in the shin.
That's the ultimate funny part. Like, that was his move.
Phenomenal, yeah.
And she got over it.
Coming from a soccer player, I
Oh
mean,
my
you could have hit her
God.
hard.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't think of that either. He was a soccer player. Could have crippled her.
Yeah, you never know.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's America 2022, 23, bitch.
Oh, that's amazing.
How was your New Year's?
It was good.
Yeah. Not mine.
Spent it in the big city, Boston, Massachusetts.
I never spent the New Year's there, but I did finger a girl on a nightclub dance floor there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's a move, huh? That's a move for you. Didn't that happen in Niagara Falls, too?
It did, yeah.
That's a move, huh?
Yeah. It is a move.
Is that a thing? Women like that?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't just haul off and finger somebody unless like.
Oh, wait, you about to get canceled? Luckily, to this day, you're still married.
It's because she doesn't listen. Yeah, like anytime I fingered a girl on a dance floor, she put my hand in her cunt. Like, I'm not just like running around fingering.
That's pretty wild. That's a wild move to take a man's hand and put it down your pants in a nightclub.
No, typically skirts.
Oh.
But Niagara.
So was it planned? Like they leave the house thinking I might need to get fingered?
Niagara Falls, I was kissing one girl and fingering her friend. That was one of the wildest nights of my life. The fact that I was alone made it even more insane. And prior to that, I threw up on myself in the bathroom. And everyone else in there was so fucked up that no one, like we were all good with it. That was
It's pretty impressive.
That was a wild night for me. Like, looking back on that, like, I would never get mouthy at an international crossing now. Like, I yell at Jessica, like, just to make sure she's, like, anytime we're even, like, traveling domestically, I'm like, make sure her P's and Q's are fucking together. And I could not, I don't, like, I look back on that, and I'm like, what, why? Fuck. Are you laughing at that?
Yeah, the matchup predictor. I don't think I've ever seen it that lopsided.
89.9% chance
14-point
of winning
spread.
the game.
Look at the money line. Minus $1,000. So to win $100, you have to bet $1,000.
Yeah, I'll get on that. So the 49ers are hosting the... Who are they? The Cardinals.
Arizona Cardinals.
The Arizona Cardinals. Who is their quarterback this week?
Last week was David Bluff.
Oh,
Bluff.
Blah.
Blah.
Yeah. The Blah.
So who the fuck knows?
Okay. Good times. I think it's David Blow again.
Is that his name? David?
We're just calling him David Blow.
David Blows.
That's
I don't know. I thought with Jarrett Stidham we had a fucking wash too. So who the fuck knows?
Look at that guy's face. Oh. Yeah.
Cardinals get a look at.
He's a child rapist. Allegedly. I don't trust him.
Yeah.
I would not leave my children around that guy.
So I don't know who the fuck knows who we're seeing.
I think it's him. All right. Excuse me. Do they still have that hot boy wide receiver over there? DeAndre Hopkins?
Yeah, there's some beef there.
Oh, I would imagine so.
There was beef with remember Mooney called him steroid boy after the last game?
Oh. I like that.
Yeah, keep an eye on that one. Remember he kept saying he thinks he's good, he's not that good.
That's
steroid boy.
I saw a lot of people coming down on Diamador Lenore's performance.
Yeah, he didn't have a great game.
Yeah.
Definitely did not have a great game.
It happens.
Missed a couple tackles. Just wanted to see odds of some things.
Okay.
They got the Niners at the 4th best odds to win the Super Bowl.
I like it.
Behind the Bills, Chiefs, and Eagles. That's good. I met where did I meet an Eagles fan? Here, I believe it was. Customer came in, was an Eagles fan, and stated to me that the 49ers were the team he did not want to see his team face. That's good to know. We're got some people scared.
I will tell you this. Have you ever seen Jalen Hurts? Like, not in the get-up, like just in street clothes? I saw him in a basketball jersey. He's a thick man.
Yeah, I seen him on that. He's on the podcast with those two brothers, the Chief and the Eagle, Kelsey.
Oh.
They got a podcast. They get all kinds of people on there because they're players.
Yeah. He's a thick man.
Look at that.
What's this?
Offensive Rookie of the Year. Look at that.
Brock Purdy.
Number 3 on the list.
Wow.
Rising up.
So, I mean, if he puts up 2 touchdowns again this week,
he's got a shot.
Yeah.
I mean, Kenneth Walker's pretty nasty, and if they ride him to the playoffs.
Who's he with?
Seattle.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? I believe it's Seattle. Now you got me wondering. If they ride him to the playoffs, that could solidify him too.
Yeah. Well, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. But,
they
love giving that shit to quarterbacks, so.
McCaffrey, highest odds for comeback player of the year. He was injured last year.
That's nice.
It's nice when things are nice.
It is.
Here's the one that I want to get to. Before I click on this, I guarantee it's not what it should be.
I thought of somebody else that should be up here.
There's a lot up there.
Okay, let's see.
But what other fucking coach has ever been the chance at the number 1 seed, a team that other teams fans are telling me they're scared to face with a 3rd string, not just a 3rd string, a 3rd string rookie quarterback, last pick in the draft.
You could nearly say...
Get the fuck out of here.
Nearly say undrafted. You know what I mean? Like...
Where is he?
He's there.
Number 2. All right.
Do you know who I thought should be up there and is not, and I'm surprised? Is Tomlin. here's a guy who went away from the playoffs with a rookie quarterback, and, nobody saw being in this position.
I'll tell you who's on that list and shouldn't be
McDaniel.
is fucking McCarthy.
Oh, my God.
He doesn't belong there. No, McDaniel does. Tua wasn't even a fucking name anyone knew until this year.
Tua's done.
If it wasn't for those fucking head injuries, he's an MVP candidate.
Yeah.
McDaniel made him relevant.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for McDaniel, nobody would care that he's got concussions.
But I think, he's got a ways to go before he should be the coach of the year, is what I'm saying. You remember my, gripes with Shanahan the first few years, how he wasn't as good of a coach, time management, clock management, shit like that. McDaniel's got a few years to grow with that shit. It's very sloppy. You know what I mean?
Sirianni's a weird one.
Who's he coach?
The Eagles.
Okay.
But, that team was a Super Bowl team a couple years ago. They fired Peterson.
Right.
Hired him. But, the roster, all those guys are still there.
Built by somebody else.
And, Hurts was there. It's just a weird one. Dayball, for sure, took basically the same roster and made them relevant.
Yeah.
I think if you looked at this mid-season, you might have seen Saleh on there when the Jets were rolling. Peterson, obviously, is a good one. I'll tell you who is turning heads is fucking Wilkes. That fucking guy took over as interim of the Panthers when they were 1-4 after we smashed the fucking Dixon.
Yeah.
They traded away their best player.
And what are they now?
They got rid of their quarterback, and they almost made the playoffs.
Yeah.
Last week, if the Bucks lost that game this past week, the Panthers are almost in the playoffs.
Yeah, they
have a shot at
weren't
the
eliminated
playoffs.
until last
That's fucking
week.
insane.
Yeah.
To take a 1-4 team after getting rid of the quarterback and the best player.
Best player, one of the best players in the league.
That's wild.
Top fucking 10, no question, offense. Yeah.
And you know who's being linked to that job?
Yes, I did.
No, yeah.
Jimmy Harbs.
Big Jimmy Harbs.
I thought it was going to be Indianapolis, but that's a debacle with that owner.
I mean, Shanahan's got to get that. I think he's gotten 2 already. I think he's already got some sort of coach of the year.
All right, well, on to this game, Bob. Hosting these cunts. Excuse me.
The Cardinals.
The Cardinals. What do you think here? What's your, let's just do a key to victory. I'm going to grab my telephone. Tell the people your key to victory.
I would like to see Cliff Kingsbury get punched in his stupid face. I'll tell you that much. Not a big fan of that fucking cunt. He's not quite a Sean McVay for me yet, but he's close. He's a little more cocky than McVay, I think. McVay's a little more animated, but I would like to see Kingsbury snuffed out. Maybe somebody's running down the sideline and veers off and takes him out. But the key to victory for me is going to be... Good question. I think the defense has to get back to what it's been. I don't want to see the offense have to win another one. I think we've seen it. We're good with it. I'd like to see the rookies get some... I think the key to... Let me go back a step. I'm just telling you things I want to see. The key to victory is showing up. If we show up, we win this game.
Okay.
That's it. If we show up, we don't rest everyone. Even if we rest everyone, I think we win this fucking game.
Okay.
I'm not worried about this game at all. And I don't care about it if we don't win it, to be honest.
Okay. Well, my key to victory is to keep the foot on the throttle and continue to develop Mr. Purdy and let him learn from this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you're going to do something risky, do it now.
Yeah, put him in a position to win this game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fuck it. Similar you did last week, do it this week. Put more pressure on him. Fuck it. Now is the time to make a mistake. And that's the key to victory because I genuinely believe in Brock we trust. I'm going to give you the score prediction right fucking
Let it
now.
rip.
33-13.
Okay.
It's a fucking score.
This is a big one because this is going to decide who wins this season.
That's right.
I'm going to go with, let's see, 33. We scored 37 against the Raiders. We scored 37 the week before, too, didn't we?
2 weeks in a row?
I think we did.
No, it was 37 and 34 2 weeks ago.
You might be right. Let's take a look.
I think
I love how we have zero memory.
Oh, look at you. You're on. You're spotty on.
21, 35, 33. A lot of 30s
lot of
since
30s,
fucking
yeah.
Purdy came in. Before that, 38. Last time we played them.
He's slanging that thing, Bob.
Our average points are higher. I'm going to go. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
I'm going out on a limb here. We're breaking 40.
Wow.
Yeah, you like that?
I do.
42.
Okay.
2. They got to have some points, otherwise we won't have 42. That's the problem. No, I'm backing down.
Backing down. Putting it in reverse.
24-6.
Okay.
Because there's no way we're going to have 42 unless they have 30 or 20 something, because we're just going to fucking grind the clock.
I hear you.
24-6.
Okay.
There it is.
You want
my
the
clincher.
victory. Okay.
That's
Fair
my
enough.
clincher.
Yeah, I think they're going to get like a nonsense touchdown probably in the first quarter. And then the defense is just going to hold them. All right. You fucking twats are listening to the Gold Blooded podcast. If you love me, then you'll go support our sponsor at Lucky Rose Tattoo, bigcartel.com, I believe. Go there, you spend the money. It's a wonderful time. They're nice people over there. Middlebury, Connecticut, Lucky_Rose_Tattoo on the Instagram. See the picture. Like the picture. Follow the picture poster. Do the thing.
I was listening to you talk and trying to check if we had any
Yes.
reviews, and I typed Lucky Rose instead of Cold Blooded.
Nice.
Oh, what a fucking spent load.
Yeah.
This is like the worst setup. You got to go all the way down here. Shanistan.
What even is that?
They're here, but I don't know how to... Is that new? Did you read that?
Yeah. Yes, we read it. We spoke on that.
so.
Yes.
No new reviews.
Email us, you fucking twat lickers. Goldbloodedpodcast@gmail.com. Follow us on the Instagram, Goldblooded Podcast, one word. Patreon, www.patreon.com/Goldblooded Podcast. Give us the ducats and give us the reviews. However you listen, leave us a review. Bob, I'm looking at the email here. Do we have to read that Gabriel Sanchez?
It came through at like 9 o'clock that night. I think we recorded early, so I don't
Yeah.
think we did it.
Okay.
But it's also about the Washington game, so I think either way, we're
I'll
good.
read it.
Might
We'll
as
give
well.
Gabriel 2. You know this is making noise?
What is?
Or is that the fan? It's the fan. All right. Gabriel Sanchez 7 days ago said, "The autumn wind is a shart." The commies got exactly what they wanted. A reminder of who they are. The Raiders have finally been put out to pasture in Vegas. Good riddance, I say. The Bay Area didn't need their sorry asses around. The defense might put Derek Carr out to pasture. I reckon they will come together for 4 sacks and a romp for the Niners. Not quite, my friend. Not quite. All right. Ethan Solomon is checking in, Bob. He says BCB is the reason for the season of destiny. Joey, I, and Bob, and Steve assembling your injury reports wherever you are.
That had a nice ring to it.
It did.
The reason for the season.
Yeah, it's nice. Sounds like a 60s song.
Beatles song, yeah.
Long-time listener since 2014 here, Bob, but only a second-time emailer. Been hearing the calls for emails and wanted to do my part. I know I represent so many GBPCers who listen and support you but never write in. If I had extra ducats to throw your way right now, I'd be all over it, but times are tough these days. I wanted to tell you all, though, how much I appreciate you and the joy you bring us. On Sundays, I root for the Niners. On Wednesdays, I root for the GBPCers, and all I see from both squads is a bunch of winners. Thank you, boys, for everything over the years, and keep the faith. P.S. We miss you, Matterson, and feel better, Joe. All the best, Ethan. What a nice email from Ethan, Bob. Thank you, Mr. Solomon.
A nice lad.
Wonder where he's from. Mark Dubard, I know where he's from. Upper Michigan. Oh, Mark Dubard from Upper Michigan. He says, by the way, I forgot to mention in my audio clip that the Devontae Adams catch with 1:45 left in the fourth quarter was fucking bullshit. That ball clearly hit the ground, and the fact that it was reviewed and not overturned is fucking ridiculous.
And the fact that the angle that would have showed it best didn't have it.
Right.
Like they cut his fucking half of him off.
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck out of here.
How do they not show us all the what goes on? There's so many cameras in these fucking stadiums.
And like I'm all for all of those being catches, but they're not. Like, they're calling them not catches every other time.
Right.
And if you're going to call them not catches, then that wasn't a catch.
I agree. Are you ready for Mark?
I am.
He's
Mark. So good, though, Devontae Adams.
He is really good.
And, like, can you pause it? Don't start that yet.
Yeah.
Like, we love Debo. We love Ayuk. We love George. But every once in a while, we play one of these receivers, and it's just so nasty. It's like, God,
it's
imagine.
Different. Yeah.
Imagine having that fucking... Like, those catches are fucking
you
gnarly.
You could just throw anything up
anything.
There.
He's going to fucking get it.
Yeah.
Ugh.
With guys committing fouls on them.
And now, don't get me wrong, I'll take Debo over Devontae because I love that he'll fucking run 12 people down. But goddamn.
But you could get 16 games out of that guy, easier than you can out of Debo.
I will say that McCaffrey had a play, that one of those runs that looked like Debo. He was fucking knocking people down.
Oh, yeah, he knocked his own guy down.
So good.
All right. Mark Dubard, you're interrupting him.
Cold-blooded puppy cunts. I don't know if I've ever been so fucking pissed off about a win. What went good? Our offense was fine. Kittle did a good job. Ayuk, Jennings, Brock Purdy played great again. Showed poise, was deadly accurate. I think Jimmy G wishes he was as accurate as Brock Purdy. You can't complain about the offense whatsoever. Our defense was fucking garbage, which really pissed me off. Like, we got supposedly the number one defense in the NFL, and they fucking ran through us like shit through a goose. They ran all over us, passed all over us, and I'm watching the game thinking, what the fuck is going on here? I mean, it was fucking embarrassing. And, maybe you can blame it on, Jarrett Stidham's the quarterback, and we didn't have film on him, and we didn't really know what to expect, but still, that was fucking embarrassing, and they better fix it. And they better fix it fucking quick, because if our defense plays like that in the playoffs, we're fucked. So they better pull their heads out of their asses. I think everybody was shocked when Robbie Gould missed the field goal at the end of the game to win it. Because when he missed that, I was like, oh, fuck, here we go. What the hell? Our defense did step up in overtime when it mattered, and we got the interception and won the game and got the game-winning field goal in overtime. But watching this game, I was just like, what the fuck is going on with our defense? A good thing is that at the end of the day, we did get the win, and the Vikings got their shit kicked in by Green Bay. So now we overtake them, and we are the number 2 seed, which I think is great, because if the Eagles were to lose in the divisional round, then we get home field for the NFC Championship. So we could still get the number 1 seed, because obviously we're going to beat Arizona, but the Eagles have to play the Bears, and the Bears suck dick, but hopefully we'll get lucky and the Bears will beat them, and then we'll be number 1. But at least we got the win, and we're the number 2 seed, so that's something to look forward to. But that's really all I got to say. Offense looked great. Defense looked like shit. But we got the win, and that's it. And hopefully they take a long, hard look at some game film and fix that problem. But because if we would have played like that, if our defense would have played like that, like in the playoffs against like Philly or the Super Bowl against the Chiefs, we're fucked. So let's keep our fingers crossed, and hopefully we'll get that fixed, and we'll move on and get to the Super Bowl. That's it. I'm out.
Mark, I think you need to take a little Prozac, calm down a little bit. It's going to be okay. Everybody's okay. Listen, you just, as a fan, I'm just happy they won that game. That's a game 5 years ago they lose all day. All day. Growth, my friend, growth. That's what we're here for. Cole M., suck our second seed. Audio for the puppy cunts. Stand by. Hear it be coming. It's spinning.
Wait for it.
It's coming.
Wait for it.
Maybe I'm going to have to download this one. We're going to see.
Hello, Gold-Blooded. Cole from Canada checking in. Just
Hi,
want
Cole.
to start by saying get well soon, Joey I. Or hopefully you're better already. I know that COVID fucking sucks. I hated going through it myself, but I hope you're feeling better this week with no lasting COVID deficits that some people fucking go through that bullshit. I think this game had no business being as exciting as it was. Like, basically a fucking shootout. The Raiders really did play like their life was on the line, so props to them. To our defense, I hate talking any shit about them because, let's face it, they're amazing, and they're number one for a fucking reason. They didn't really look like themselves to me, at least until the end of the game, but that's obviously when it fucking matters the most. Love the interception to get us in field goal range, win it in overtime. Shit was unreal. Yelling so hard at the TV. I know, like, for the team as a whole, I know someone on this podcast said that getting a loss or something like that out of the way before, like, the playoffs start might be a good thing. And, like, maybe try to reignite them and get some kind of fire in this team or something. But I don't really entirely agree with that. I think that this game and them, like, staying in it and, like, climbing back into it in a way is saying more about this team than losing the game and kind of reigniting the fire. Never saying quit, like, throughout the whole thing, despite the adversity of, like, the fourth quarter and all the shit that went on there, says more about the mindset and attitude than anything else of this team. It's basically, like, I think it's championship mentality. So I fucking love that. And to see our little so-called third-string quarterback fight like that, despite it not being like his best game, really, that we've seen him play so far, it says a whole lot about his character. And obviously the team's character, too, like I said earlier. This game didn't, like, need to be fought for as hard, I guess, as the Raiders. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, the Niners didn't have to fight as hard as the Raiders did. But they fucking fought for it, and they shut the door on the Raiders. Fuck, it just feels so good. I also just want to put out there that, in my opinion, and this might be a big opinion and possibly controversial, is that Devontae Adams, like that long catch down the field in the fourth quarter there, I don't think it was a catch still. Like, I get the rules, and they can't overturn it with, like, enough evidence, but, like, fuck off that was considered a catch. Like, I don't think he had control, especially as he hit the ground. I don't know what you guys think about that. I just thought it was fucking bullshit when it happened. But the Niners carried on, obviously, despite it all. Like, in the missed field goal, too, in the fourth quarter, which would have sealed the fucking deal for us. It would have been nice to win in regulation, but going into overtime, getting that interception, field goal range, the kick, feels fucking good. The Niners are now going to murder the Cards going into next week, 45-0.
Wow.
Peace out, faithful.
I love that score prediction.
So I was just thinking, well, one of those, I don't remember which one of the two of them, last two voice recordings, made me think who could beat the Eagles.
Yes.
If we end up the number 2 seed.
Correct.
So if we end up the number 2 seed and we want to play at home.
Yes.
Provided we then win the divisional round and the wild card.
Okay.
The 3 teams that could possibly face the Eagles and beat them for us would be the Giants.
Yep.
Tampa.
Yes.
Or Dallas.
Or the Vikings too, right?
No. because if the Vikings win,
I got you.
they would play. There's a lot of other.
They
shit
would play us,
there.
right?
If it's Eagles, let's say it's Eagles, Niners, Vikings, and anybody else,
Yes.
then the Vikings would play us.
I got you.
The only thing I don't know for sure is if like one of these Green Bay, Seattle, or the Lions, if they have a tiebreaker over the Giants and the Giants lose this week, that could shuffle it around a little bit. But theoretically, Giants, Dallas, Tampa, and then maybe one of these Dallas and the Giants, that's divisional.
Right.
Anything can
happen in a division.
100%.
No, always.
Tampa's Tom. Anything can happen,
Anything
obviously.
can happen there.
And then even you throw Green Bay in there, if they sneak in after the run they've been on to get in,
Yeah.
like they're playing hot now, who the fuck knows? I mean, any of those teams could win at Philly.
Yeah, but how would Green Bay... Oh, if we ended up at the 1.
Well, I don't know if Green Bay has a tiebreaker with the Giants.
Right, I got
Then
you.
we would play the Giants. Green Bay would play Minnesota.
Yeah.
They would be the 6
I
instead of the
gotcha.
7.
Yeah.
It's a whole shit show,
yeah.
but it could happen.
Well, I'm curious. I'm very excited to see how this plays out this week.
Because in theory, we beat whoever the number 7 is. If the Vikings beat the 6, then the winner of Tampa Dallas.
I mean, something to be considered here is the whole league might get an extra week here if they have to push it back because of this Bills-Bengals game.
Well, they're not. They said they're not playing it this week, right?
Right. So
They've
if they play this week, all this games this week, and then the following week they finish. They play just that game.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So then everybody,
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah.
What they all play Sunday, I assume.
Yeah.
So the only other thing they could do is put it. Yeah, they can't put it in the middle of the week and make them play 2 games in a week.
Exactly.
I think that game's gone. To be honest.
Yeah.
I think it's like 2020. If it doesn't get played, we go by win percentage and tiebreakers, and it is what it is.
Yeah, you're probably right at this stage. Well, Aaron Aronson is chiming in, and he says the BCB cannot be stopped. I love the poise on this kid. Sure, he threw an interception intended for Kittle, but I want him to make those throws all day. Kittle was wide open, and that ball just needed to be thrown a little better. This game was a roller coaster, but unlike previous games, I didn't feel as worried because we were already in the playoffs. When we were down, BCB brought us back several times. This is great news heading into the playoffs, knowing BCB can get it done. Let's hope Philly flops this week and we end up with the number 1 seed and a first-round bye. Offensive Beast of the Week, BCB, a.k.a. Sturdy Purdy. Defensive Beast of the Week, All-Pro, Steady Freddy. Niners versus Cardinals, keys to victory. Don't do anything crazy to avoid injuries and get a big enough lead where we can start pulling starters. Score prediction, 31-10. It's puppy cunts for life, and I'm out, really.
I don't normally argue with listeners on Beast of the Week, but you can't give that to Fred.
Yeah, either one of those guys.
I mean, the face mask.
The CMC. The CMC was it?
I'm okay with giving it to Purdy.
Okay.
I think McCaffrey deserves it more.
Yeah.
But to lead the team, if he was making calls in the huddle to change plays.
Oh, yeah.
I could get on board with that. I'm not going to argue with it, but Freddie, I got to argue that one.
I hear you. I agree. There was definitely other guys this week. Fanga, maybe.
I think he probably had the blown coverage on one of those.
Yeah, probably. I went early in the game. He recovered, though. Gabriel Sanchez is chiming in. He says the Raiders got ravished. My entire family are Raiders fans. I had fun letting them know how it was going to be at Christmas. And the next time I see them, I'm going to rub it in their faces for sure. On to the next. And he has Sharp turned into a shitstorm, I'm assuming. Little audio for your asses.
It was their Super Bowl, and they lost. Fuck them Raiders. And, you guys are on the East Coast, so it's different. But out here, locally, people still care about the Niners Raiders, even with them in Vegas and even when they were in L.A. Like, obviously, it's less intense now that they're out of town, but, people still care. And, Raiders fans are a different breed. Drake Jackson's dad, who shows up and roots against the Niners on every play except for the one where Drake gets an interception. That's typical Raider fan behavior in the flesh. yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting a shootout, but I'm kind of glad it turned out the way it did, obviously because we won, but also just because having a game that was not at all in hand at any point, really, it's good to have some pressure coming into the playoffs and just being mentally prepared for those challenging situations. It's good to have one when the stakes were less high. But most important thing, Raiders get fucking eliminated. They out. Now it's on to the Cardinals. These fucking baseball playing losers. They suck, and we got to shit stomp these guys into the dirt just like we did last time so that we can keep ahead of the Vikings. And, apparently it's possible that we might actually snag the first seed, although I still don't think that's very likely for the Eagles to collapse like that. But, yeah, fuck them birds. It's going to be 30-10 Niners.
Gabrielle, thank you. We are currently looking. I did not know this.
I knew nothing about Drake Jackson's dad.
Holy
I
shit.
love that nobody around him knew he was Drake Jackson's dad.
I mean,
number one,
you gotta assume he's somebody's father. He's enormous. He should be on the field.
That people are going, weren't you rooting for the Raiders? But he's clearly wearing a 49ers jersey. He looks more like a 49ers fan in this to me than anything.
I hear you.
I mean, he's got the Raiders sweats on.
But they say the hat is a red Raiders hat.
But still,
I hear you.
I mean,
it's confusing.
I love it. I could see myself going either way, right? Like one of my kids ends up on the Rams.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Or the Seahawks or the Raiders for that matter,
yeah.
right?
Yep.
Like immediately I'm getting all of that team's merch.
Okay.
Like if it's anyone in the league, doesn't matter if it's a rival or not. I'm getting a Rams hat, I'm getting a Rams jersey, I'm getting some Rams gear. Right? If one of my kids gets drafted, especially if he's drafted by them.
Yeah.
Right? Or they make a big trade for him or pay him a lot of money.
Yep.
They go out and like work on getting him. It's not like they're trying to get rid of someone else and they end up with him.
But
they make above and beyond push.
Free agent. Yeah.
I'm getting the shit. I mean, that was big draft for us. So
he was like second round pick.
Yeah, so I'm getting the garb. Now if they play each other, that's a tough one for me. I don't know where I'm going. I might have to go the Drake Jackson's father route.
Like
still rooting for the Niners, kind of wearing my son's jersey, maybe rooting. I don't know.
See, I don't have children, but I put it like I consider. All right, let's see, my nephew, right? And I'm like, I guess I would do it like this. I would go to multiple games and support them, and I'd wear his jersey and his hat. But if they were playing the Niners, I would probably do exactly what this guy did.
Yeah, I respect it.
He's not that great.
No, I respect it.
Yeah,
I respect it.
I think I
do. He
do.
wore both. He supported both. He cheered for his son.
On the play, yeah.
He didn't abandon his team.
At first, I thought he was insane, but I completely back him.
Yeah, I don't know what the right move is, but
I just know
I might have ended up in the same exact position.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope. That's probably one reason I definitely didn't have children, just because imagine the random chance they become an NFL kicker, because that's probably all my DNA. Probably not some terrible kicker, but and then he got drafted by the fucking Seahawks. Oh my god, I disown him. That's why I got snipped, kids. All right, everybody knows what to do this week. Hold it down one more week, and then we're gonna reconvene. We're gonna figure out. We'll discuss what's going on here next week, because we don't know. If they don't know, we don't fucking know. So, but in the short term, you could find a Cardinals fan. You could physically assault them. You could find anybody who's made the NFC playoffs. You could assault the fan of them just as a preempt, just to let them know we're coming for them. Yeah, it begins now, friends. So whatever whatever God you pray to, make a sacrifice, light a fucking candle, whatever it is, make a voodoo, whatever it is you do it. Now is the time. The playoffs are here. We will see you next week. Fuck off.